Good morning, YouTube. I am Shaggy. I am Philalitea. It is not quite 7 a.m. yet, and it's cold, so I'm awake. And I'm sat here in the tent thinking about how yesterday I was talking about music in the 70s, especially how I'm flirting with progressive music from the 1970s because most of the musicians that I listen to on the regular like progressive music from the 70s. And I'm thinking about how, as I was talking about how I'm listening to George Harrison in this other interview talk about how he didn't really like the Beatles' music because he didn't really like what Paul and John were writing. He thought it was kind of trash. And then the interview asks him, well, if you didn't like that, what do you think about modern music in the late 70s or the 80s? And he goes, well, the music that everybody else is making is such garbage that by comparison, the stuff that Paul and John were writing was amazing. But that doesn't make Paul and John good. And then this guy starts talking to me about how he likes hip hop. And I'm just like, man, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk about rap. I don't want to talk about hip hop. I can't take the genre seriously. And then he starts talking to me about who his favorite band is. And he mentions the singer and the DJ. And I'm like, okay, man, but I'm talking to you about 1970s prog, progressive music, where we're talking about some of the most talented musicians on their instruments of all time, pushing the boundaries of what is allowed to be heard in music at all, what's allowed to be recorded as music. And you want to talk to me about a fucking DJ? And I said, I just don't respect. I don't want to talk to you about hip hop. I want to talk to you about hip hop because I don't have anything nice to say, and you're gonna lose. You're not emotionally mature enough to have somebody say that they don't like what you like and why they don't like it, and for you to not feel bad and then lash out. And he goes, no, I won't do that. And I'm like, well, man, I just don't respect rap and hip hop as music because it samples and it starts at samples, so it begins at theft. First of all, it begins at intellectual and artistic theft. And then, more importantly, there's no music. There's no instruments. Nobody's playing a live instrument. A DJ sampling songs from a digital library isn't making music. That's called listening to the radio, and the guy whose job it is to play the song all the way through is bored. And he goes, no, there's real music, there are real people. And I'm like, okay, but you didn't mention who's playing guitar or who's on saxophone, so you don't care. And that's why I just don't like hip hop and rap, and that's what I'm thinking about right now.